Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Alright guys, what's up? Today we're going to be looking at the Pivot Trail 429 with 27.5 plus tires. Now, I was really excited to ride this bike because I've been seeing a lot of videos about it on YouTube from bike magazines and just other YouTubers in general, and everyone seems to really like it. And I am quite a fan of Pivot bikes, and this is the second time that I've gone out to demo them. So, let's get into it. Now, you may be wondering, why is a 17-year-old testing out a $6,000 bike? Yeah, it's not like you have $6,000. Well, you're right, but testing and demoing mountain bikes gets views, and it's pretty fun. So yeah, so I was on a medium frame size, and I'm 5'10", so I would have ideally have gone for the large, but someone had the large out at the time, so the medium was fine, maybe a little bit cramped but not uncomfortable. And you know, this bike climbs very well, probably the best bike I've ridden yet for climbing, and the descending was pretty good too. Obviously, you know, it's got a 66.7 degree head tube angle, 73.4 degree seat tube angle, and it puts you in a nice position for climbing, descending, you know, flat trail riding, everything really. Very comfortable all around. Now, the spec on this bike is, there's nothing to complain about. It's, you know, Fox factory suspension, Fox transfer dropper post, XTR rear derailleur, XT brakes, shifters, race face cranks, DT Swiss wheels, Maxxis tires. You know, it's got everything you could possibly want, really. Carbon Pivot branded cockpit, so nothing to complain about. And I certainly had nothing to complain about. My only gripe was that the rebound on my suspension was probably a little bit too high for my liking, and I just didn't really want to mess with it. I only rode this bike for about an hour, but I still really enjoyed it. Now, it's got to be noted about this bike that it has an interesting standard called Super Boost with a 157mm rear end, which makes it feel very stiff and planted, and you know, you definitely notice it. But you can really only buy downhill hubs, as far as I know, if you want to change your hub set. So that could be a bit of a controversial spec choice for some people.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
The Trail 429 has a 434mm reach in the size medium, which is pretty roomy for most people, and it has 430mm chain stays, which makes the back end feel nice and sharp in the turns. Something that I definitely noticed and really liked about this new Trail 429 is it looks much better than Pivot's previous models. It looks similar to the Mach 5.5, which I'll be doing a review on shortly, and I'll have a link or button or something to click on if you are interested in checking that video out. But I really like the looks of this bike, and I think Pivot definitely stepped it up with this Trail 429. I even cleared this section called the snake pit, which I've never been able to do before, and on this bike it was relatively easy actually, and I was pretty stoked to get that, and hopefully I'll be able to get it on my own bike in another video. The DW Link is a great pedaling platform. You really feel your power transferring to the pedals very efficiently, and I definitely like that about this bike. You know, it's not as downhill oriented, obviously. It's kind of like an aggressive XC short travel trail bike, if you will. Pretty flickable. You know, it's a bike for covering miles. Not really anything too aggressive, but I had fun on this bike in some of the chunkier sections. But this is Long Island again, so chunkier sections don't really exist. Not very long ones, at least. But, you know, I tried to put it through its paces. Alright guys, so overall, this is really not a cross-country bike. It's a trail bike through and through. And it's definitely the kind of bike that I'd be going for. So, that's about it from me. If you guys have ridden the Trail 429 and you'd like to share your thoughts in the comments down below, I'd love to talk about it. And I'll see you in the next one.